Hello, good morning, all of you. We were discussing the activation of complement and we discuss classical pathway for complement activation. As we know that complement is a serum protein and it is composed of 11 different components or proteins. To activate the complement, each and every component of complement should be activated. So this activation of complement is done by two different pathways. One is classical pathway, another one is alternate pathway. I will revise classical pathway first one and then we will go into details to study the alternate pathway for complement activation. In classical pathway, we studied that there is a formation of antigen antibody complex. This complex is going to activate the complement. So in classical pathway, there is a sequential activation of each and every component of the complement. So EA that represent antigen antibody complex. At the end of this PPT, I have given you two slides for the complement activation. You just go through it. If any difficulty, you can ask me. But just now remember, EA that is representing antigen antibody complex in classical pathway, which going to activate firstly C1 component, then EAC1 will be complex or cascade, then it is going to act on C4 later on, not C2. It is going to activate C4 component. So C4 is splitted into C4A and C4B, smaller and larger fragment. Out of this, one fragment join the cascade. So EAC1 4B, because 4B is the larger fragment, 4A diffuses away. Now EAC1 4B will go and bind to C2 component. So C2 gets splitted into C2A, C2B. Out of this, 2A will be joined the cascade. So EAC1 4B 2A, the whole complex will be formed. We show activated complement component. Later on, this is going to activate the third component C3. C3A, C3B, two fragments are produced. C3B will join the cascade. So the components will be EA, C1, 4B, 2A, 3B. 3A will be diffuses away. And now it is going to activate C5 component. So C5 convert into C5A, C5B again. So C5B will be joining the cascade. EA, C1, 4B, 2A, 3B, 5B will be the complement activated component. 5A will diffuses away. Now this whole complex sequentially further activate C6, C7, C8, C9 component of complement, and in this way whole complement system will get activated, and lastly there is a formation of membrane attack complex going to lyse the target cell. This is in case of classical pathway. Now we are studying alternate pathway for complement activation. So what are the features of alternate pathway for complement activation? This pathway is not dependent upon formation of antigen antibody complex. So there is no necessity to form antigen antibody complex, as it is antibody independent, means it is not depending upon the antibody. So here it is considered as a component of innate immunity, and it is observed that antigen can alone initiate this pathway. So it is not necessary that there is a formation of antibody as well as there is no formation of antigen antibody complex. Antigen alone can initiate alternate pathway. So in this pathway, what are the differences between classical and alternate pathway? In alternate pathway, there is involvement of different factors. That factors are denoted as factor B, factor D, propardin, etc. So these three factors are different from classical pathway, and these components or these factors involved in activation of complement by alternate pathway. Now, how the stimulation of alternate pathway will take place? Which factors or which substances are going to stimulate alternate pathway, which are stimulant? So it is observed that certain immunoglobulins, including IgA, IgE, and IgG, these three immunoglobulins can stimulate the pathway. So here, these three stimulants or these three immunoglobulins, they can stimulate alternate pathway. Similarly, complex polysaccharides as well as gram-negative endotoxins, lipopolysaccharides of gram-negative cell wall, teichoic acid, then fungal cell wall, virus particles, they can lead to alternate pathway. So these are the substances which can initiate the alternate pathway. For example, polysaccharides, complex polysaccharides, as well as teichoic acid from gram positive cell wall, certain virus particles, fungal cell wall, and this can lead to alternate pathway. 6 proteins they play important role in complement activation, including C3 component, C3 proactivator, C3 activator, initiation factor, and propardin, as I said. So propardin, C3 proactivator, C3 activator, and initiation factor, these are important in activation or stimulation of alternate pathway. Now we will go into detail how this pathway is operated in the cell. So it is observed that initiation factor IF, this is going to activate the alternate pathway, and actually the pathway begins with the formation of C3 convertase. C3 convertase means it is having the enzymatic action. In classical pathway what we studied, firstly C1 component get activated, later on C4 component get activated, then C2 get activated, then C3 get activated. Here directly there is activation of C3 component. So C3 component of complement undergoes hydrolysis, which is spontaneously but it is slow hydrolysis. So C3 component firstly undergo spontaneous slow hydrolysis to generate two fragments C3A and C3B. Out of this C3B that is the larger one and C3A will be the smaller fragment. Two fragments are produced, C3A and C3B. C3A will be the smaller, C3B will be the larger fragment. Now here the C3B undergoes rapid inactivation. There is an inactivation of the larger fragment C3B, and C3B joins with the foreign cell surface. It is going to bind C3B going to bind with the cell surface. Foreign cell surface means foreign antigen. On binding with the cells, yeast, fungal cell or virus particle, C3B get stabilized. Means there should be binding of C3B component to the antigenic cell. The antigenic cell means foreign cell. So it may be fungal cell or it may be yeast cell or it may be virus particle. So through to this foreign cell particles there is a binding of C3B component and later on it will get stabilized. Now the C3B joins with the serum protein called as factor B, capital B. So C3B small b, C3 small b joins with the factor B, capital B. There is a generation of C3B B complex. C3 small b, capital B complex is formed. And this complex now will get stabilized by magnesium ions. So what is the first? C3B will join or will bind to the foreign cell surface. The foreign cell may be fungal cell, yeast cell or the virus particle, and there is a later on it is going to bind the factor B, which is the serum factor. So there is a formation of C3B B complex, which is later on get stabilized by magnesium ions. Later on, the factor D is involved in this process. The factor D attack the factor B in C3B B complex and cleaves it into large fragment BB, capital B small b, and small fragment capital B small a. BB and BA, two fragments are formed after involvement of factor D. So factor D will attack on C3b complex, and there is a formation of BA and BB, small fragment and larger fragment. Larger fragment denoted as capital B, small fragment denoted as capital B, small a. The large fragment, that is BB, remains attached to C3b to form C3 small b, capital B, small b, C3b, BB, while small fragment means BA will diffuses away. Okay, what happens? Firstly, C3 going to act on this virus particle C3b, then there is involvement of factor B to form C3b. C3b will be attacked by factor D, and there is a conversion of BA-BB. Out of this, BB will join the cascade. So C3b, capital B, small b will be formed here. BA will diffuses away. Now C3 convertase is similar to C4b2A in classical pathway. Whatever C3 convertase here is formed, that is similar to C4b2A cascade, which is in the classical pathway. So it is equivalent to C4b2A in classical pathway. Now the serum protein, which is called as propardin, which is another factor that is going to bind C3b, capital B, small b, and stabilizes it. So this complex later on is going to act on C5. C3b, capital B, small b, going to act on C5 and converting C5 into C5a and C5b, two fragments again. Now here C5b will be binding to, C5b will be the larger fragment, so it is going to bind to next complement component, that is C6, C7, C8, and they lead to formation of membrane attack complex. So C5b will joining the C6, C7, C8, and there is a formation of membrane attack complex. So in this way there is a formation of membrane attack complex. Again I will repeat, C3b is going to join the antigenic particle. There is involvement of factor B to form C3b, capital B complex, which is going to acted upon by factor D, and there is a conversion of BA and BB. BB will be joining the cascade to form C3b, capital B, small b again, C3b, capital B, small b. BA will diffuses away. C3b, capital B, small b, which is similar to C4b2A in classical pathway. Now it is going to act on C5, converting C5 into C5A, C5b. C5b will be larger fragment, join the cascade, and later on it is going to activate C6, C7, C8. Ultimately, there is a formation of membrane attack complex. So in this particular PPT, I have shown here the two pathways, classical and alternate pathway of the complement activation. So here this is the classical pathway, there is alternate pathway shown here. So in this particular slide you can observe how there is a formation of membrane attack complex. Here classical pathway is shown, here alternate pathway is shown. In alternative pathway C3 hydrolysis is shown here, C3A, C3B, then C3B cleaves C5, and later on there is a membrane attack complex on the target cell. So this you can observe here in this particular slide how there is a formation of membrane attack complex and how pathways can be operated in the cell. Classical and alternate, both the pathways are shown in the same slide. So you can go through this slide. If you have difficulty, you can ask. Thank you.